Hello, people. Welcome to Death Wish Gamer. I'm your host, EW, and we're here to play some more Wizardry 6. And our current run. Let's get to it. So right now, let's see here. We gotta go... Actually, let's go back. We rested at the basement. Right now, I'm trying to... Now, Drake's is not going to stay in the front row from long, but we're training up his sword skill right now. So he doesn't lose much of his skill ups on level up to sword. So let's hopefully get him to a good place. But let's get going. Let's see here. Keep picking Astrid. This is a fight. I'm a little worried for Draith here. He might not do well. He's already getting singled up pretty hard. Yeah, I kind of figured there were scallywags in that group. Got to get control of this fight. Oh my god, why do you keep attacking him? Failed on that. Uh-oh. Shit. Oh, man. That's bad for us. Guy got 4 people with that. God damn it. Ooh. They probably will wake up next round, but still kind of risky here. Can I get that heal in already? Thank you. Nice. Okay, he's back up. I gotta kill off those scallywags. Oh, man. Why are they only tagging him? Son of a bitch. I can't have him fighting. in the front row. It's just not practical. I mean, obviously not every fight's going to be this, but it's fucking annoying. Don't kill this leader already. Thank you. Oh, come on. It's not having a good fight here, man. How many advantages do I need before they start hitting? I mean, these are just these are just buccaneers or bushwhackers. They should be able to kill these rather easily. So I'm not sure why they're not. This is painful to watch. Jesus. That was the worst encounter. Let's go ahead and get to 18. Alright, let's see here. Conjuration's available. Let's take it. A rotted desk lies in ruin across the room, collapsed upon its center from an apparent blow. It is surrounded by scattered documents, which also seem quite deteriorated. Examining several papers, it seems they are legal writs of some kind, citing criminal charges followed by execution orders. Let's see here. It's the second time I had to revive this guy. He needs to stop dying. Let's see, how much money do we have? I need to buy him more gear. There's just no way around it. Damn it. Concealed in a small compartment under the desk, you find a key. How's our spells looking like? Oh, she's way behind. Hold on. How far is this skill along anyways? 20? Alright, we're ready to go. This is a fight we can win. Nice, some stuff to sell. Oops. The skeletal remains of a human rest against the wall of the dungeon. The bones appear to be undisturbed since the time of death. The skeletal remains of a human rest against the wall of the dungeon. The bones appear to be undisturbed since the time of death. Searching through the bones, you see a loose stone protruding up. Picking up the stone and looking underneath, you discover a small logbook filled with strange glyphic scribblings. Many of the pages are too stained to be read, but the final portion of it appears legible, if you could find a way to understand the unusual marks. Let's see here. Alright, still off the stuff we just found. Ooh, nice on that apples. Damn. Okay, we definitely can find something good for Dre to use. Ah. I got a little hit points. Let's see, what should we go with next? Let's start building up his earth magic. Alright, you can use a leather helmet. Alright, we're slowly giving him gear. Maybe we should go to the spire. I think you have to go this way. Did we open all these doors? I forget. I think we did. Oh, not this one. It's pretty jammed, right? Yeah. Only dust and cobwebs remain in this now empty room. Alright, let's rest up. I think we went through this one already, yeah. I think we went through all the doors. Just want to double check. Let's see here. $22 hit points. Yeah. You can try it. Well, it is risky. It's going to be risky no matter what he does. MS5, what's up? I was, but we're going up to the spire to kill the undead. The door is solid black and looks to be quite heavy. Bolted to the center of its face is a black iron spade. Alright, let's get our spells ready. Oh man, I only have that one. Alright. If we're lucky, we get a dispel real quick. And they paralyzed Hugo. Damn it. Alright. They didn't do the vomit thing. I'm gonna shoot another fireball. Try another dispel undead. Actually, no, let's summon something. That might be more effective than dispel. Pseudo dragons. You're getting some good damage in. This is what I was afraid of. Didn't do a whole lot of damage. Alright, let's cast some magic missiles. I'm going to try to keep Draith alive. He doesn't have as much hit points, so I'm going to be a little bit more cautious with him. Oh shit. He just backfired his magic missiles on me. That kind of sucked. Let's try this again. Kai's not having a good time here. Alright, they're attacking the dragons. The pseudo dragons. One's dead. Alright. I thought Draith was going to die in that one. Good level ups. Seen some nice hit point gains for our back row. Hold on. And you get to Alchemy level 2, which is 18 points to get Blinding Flash. She's running out of spells. I'll go with Acid Splash. Inside the castle spire, the contents of a bed, table, and chairs still remains intact after all these years. Bits of old hair and rotted flesh are evident upon the bed, probably from the corpse which you have recently put to rest. Do some healing. think it's just those two, right? Oh, crap. Hugo has no way to defend himself. Oh, man, that's a lot. Starting off in a bit with disadvantage. Oh, man. Hugo's the only one. Oh, wait. John's back up. You probably have 2-minute hit points for them to kill, honestly. Oh, they're spamming it now. Oh, come on, Pfeiffer. Alright, that's one less. Oh, that's kind of weak. Pfeiffer's having a hard time hiding. Oh, come on, guys. What is up? Alright, they woke up Kai. That's all of the fuming vines. Our guy should be waking up soon. Finally. At least I thought they were gonna wake up. Alright, everybody's healed up at least. But Don has a lot of holy magic to recuperate. Damn it. But those are the fuming vines at the bottom. Or whatever they are. And kill them off quickly. Aw, oh, man. Ouch. And a bunch of misses there. Damn it. Keep using up my magic to heal people. Alright, we're at our max here. Let's see. A and I. Doesn't give me a whole lot to work with. The eye is the best indicator. It's energy drain. Shit. Well, a miss, apparently. I don't think anybody needs a skull cap with this group. Let's go to the second floor and sell that stuff off. Get Dre some more gear. Do we still need gloves? I think we do, huh? Let's see here. Who needs gloves still? You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. She does. I don't think she could wear them. Yeah. Actually, I should sell that potion of cure lighted condition. So no more gloves. We got all our needs done with that one. Here we go. I don't know if we need any more helmets. There's a lot of people to cover, though. Let's see. She has a helmet. She has a helmet. Everybody has a helmet. I bought that for no reason. Alright, so what are we missing here? He has all the armor that he can get. She can use the leather halberd. He needs the leather leggings. She needs the leggings as well. And so does she. So we need like 3 leggings. Hold on. Yeah. So 3 leggings. This team doing better than before? I mean, they have more hit points, so they have a better outcome, I would say, than the other team. I mean, which team are we talking about? There's several. What do we do next? Oh yeah, let's go to the second floor. What's your Steam tag? I might buy you some games to play. I mean, if you want, just ask me first, because I don't want people buying games that I might not have time to play, and that would be bad. But it's Anime Pencil. Let's see. Have we unlocked all these doors? I forget. Here we go. That's fine. Let's see here. Wait, what was I? Oh, yeah. Kill off the giant rats. The room is rather dull, having blank walls and no furnishings, save for a few decomposed cots. Whoa, whoa, 2 liters? The fuck? Okay, we're starting to nuke. Oh, we got the fireball off first. I'm worried that these are scallywags. There's a lot of them. And I don't want them spamming spells. Alright, things just got... Yeah, they are scallywags. Shit, I'm out of... Yeah, they're starting to cast spells now. Damn, 1 lived. There are 2 anime pencils. Hold on. Well, I don't know which one. Like, I can show you. It just says anime pencil. don't think there's anything else I can really say. It's just anime pencil. Lowercase, maybe. I don't know. Let's see, what else can we do? Slow. We can slow things. I saw the friendly request. I'll get it in a bit. Let's kill that scallywag in the back. And his leaders don't want to die. Shit. Can we get a kill already? Holy hell. Alright, okay, cool. No! Okay, he lived. Alright. We gotta heal in. Fighting 4 leaders is insane. Alright, we got one. Am I still hidden? Yes, okay. There, we got rid of the other one. We're gonna have to rest after this one. There we go. Had me a little worried. Copper keys. Nice level up. Not so great on the hit points though. Got like 5 points on that one. Do some healing. Ah, it's jammed. Several rotted cots and an old flower pot are all that remains here. Within these simple quarters you recall the story of a servant girl, given with a child rumored to be an illegitimate son of the king, although nothing was ever proved. Supposedly the king came to her bed once a week, every night on her 14th year. Despite the relentless efforts of the queen, she never could catch him in the act, and soon it was whispered that the king had some kind of secret magical powers that enabled him to walk through walls. Let's see here. How is Dray's sword skill going along? 29? Nice. So he needs 20 more points and we can stop having him fight in the front row. Yeah, I jammed all these doors, huh? Oh, it's a lot. This room was once a beautiful parlor with ornamental furniture and gaily painted walls. Now its colors have faded and turned dull, and the chairs have all turned to dust. Actually, before we go to this one, let's open this one up. Now you can pick this one, but I don't recommend it. Even if you are trying to farm skill point ups. The reason why is because if you don't use the chrome keys to unlock these doors, you get stuck with them for the rest of the game. And it sucks to have a bunch of key items that you can't get rid of because they're crucial to the story. So the keys, the chrome keys, they open up the queen's bedroom, the king's bedroom, and his office, I guess you can say. His library. Which is next door to his bedroom anyways. You step into the room whose walls are alabaster carvings of cherubs, roses, and vines, and though the plaster has long turned dark, the details of these ornamentations is still an impressive spectacle to behold. The fossil of a bed that spanned a width greater than the length of 3 men rests in ruin upon the floor, and scattered through the room are piles of rotted woodwork that used to be furniture. This suite is most certainly the former chamber of the queen, and it makes you wonder whether the rumors about her peculiar rituals with young men were true. Ooh, this one's a tough one. There we go. That's a lot of bats. Get some healing in on Drake. Damn, Astrid has a lot of stats really high up there. Nothing's below a 10. You kind of have to have that though to be a Valkyrie. So I guess that's unexpected. Let's go with silence. Wait, what's the other options? Haste? Damn it. Alright. Brightly painted walls used to accent this small border, and though it has lost its original luster, it has kept its light-hearted and festive appeal. Let's see here. Alright, got another 17 to go. It feels like the sleep. Oh, the vampire bats. Shoot. Alright, we're gonna have to kick it up a notch. Actually, let's get a heal in. Damn it. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I'm not sure what to go with on this one. Fire shield? Or missile shield? What was his hit point gain? 29? That's not bad. I think he was 22, so he got 7 hit points out of that. Still 13 points to go. Oh shit, I forgot. Oh. She was poisoned for a second, I just realized. But the poison wore off. That's energy drain. No, 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 no. Shit. Okay. I hate when I keep selecting the wrong character. Spike was usually in that third or that fourth slot. Inside the trunk is a rather shocking article of, well, armor or something. It appears to be a heavy bra made of hard, glossy black leather and lined with sharp pointed metal studs around its edges. Although its use is not quite apparent, it does seem to have the potential for a certain kind of appeal, in order by the right or worn by the right person. Still, even more perplexing, along with the strange bra, buried in the bottom of the box, you find a long black whip. Now, what would these be doing in the Queen's boudoir? She was a she was a freak in the sheets. Let's just say that. I don't think anybody really needs it though. I think the only person that could really benefit from that is a non-fairy bard. I think that's the only character that won't get any armor that would be better than that. Oh, it's still locked. Tons of rats. Oh, he gets second attacks too now. So all our characters have at least achieved level 5. That's when you get double swings. And I think level 3 is when you get your offhand or secondary weapon attack, if you have one. Pathfinder Kingmaker? I have it, and I've been... It may not surprise you. I have tried to beat that game, or try to start a game on the hardest difficulty, which, even after trying to min-max a character to get past the tutorial area, it's just like so slim. It's really luck-based to get out of that early area. And then if you wanted to try that on the hardcore mode, you have no chance of succeeding. I should get back to... I've been considering, I need to beat that game one day. I think if I was to choose a character, it would have to be like a swashbuckler duelist type character. Even though the decay of many years, the magnificence of this former suite is still perceptible, and it is clear that this was the master bedchamber. No doubt the lord of the castle made this his personal quarters. The walls are a panorama of hand-painted murals, and every nook and edifice shows the handiwork of finely skilled artisans. Even within this dark and ruined, a bit of wondrous splendor that used to shine here still lives. The decomposed remnants of a towering bed have slumped against the far wall, and remains of furnishings lie spread throughout the room. You have to use the right class. Some classes do better than others. Do primary classes and races do to beat Pathfinder on hardest mode? I mean, I tried a lot. I tried a fighter with high AC. I tried a monk or what have you. Like the advantages is so high. Just a normal enemy in the tutorial area is so dangerous. I think I had to use I'm not sure if I use auto hit effects like magic missile as one attempt, because the chances of you hitting is also really low. It's just so risky. I bet their safe throws are also pretty good too. But everything depends on chance, honestly. I would have to look at it again. I know it's like based on 3.5 rules or Pathfinder 1. It's been a long time since I used those. Yeah, you need to know the classes and synergies. I mean, they don't introduce any new classes, do they? And you're only like, are you level 1 at the time? There's not many class synergies that you can do in the tutorial area. Oh, hell. Have 2 people awake. Get teammates based on choices? Yeah, I know that. But I don't think you even get a... Do you get a teammates? You know, you have the bard with you, right? At the beginning, at the very least, you have the bard. There's only so much a bard can offer, though. Okay, it's been years since I played it, so I can't remember everything. Can't remember the bard's name. She left my party because I was so same evil. I'm not surprised. um, let's see here. I know they added a tiefling sorceress later down, which, you know, typical. Let's see. I think there's a cleric. Damn. She's okay. I mean, there was this fighter, a tank fighter chick. There's the barbarian, who is like classic Pathfinder character. Um, hell, and I have to look it up. No, I usually play good characters, so I don't have that issue. Let's see here. So you got Amari, the barbarian. Jubolus? I don't remember him. Valerie, that's the tank warrior. Tower shield specialist. Octavia? I don't remember her too well. Reginald, seems familiar. Incandayo doesn't seem familiar. Knock Knock, never met him. Harem, that's the dwarf cleric. Tristan, I remember him. Jathel, that's the elf inquisitor. Oh, I don't remember inquisitors too well. And you got Lindsay, the bard. Naliki, the kineticist, not a sorceress. Kanara, elementalist. They look like the same character. Knife master. I remember when I played through it, I remember I became a deity to... I forget what they were. Like, was it kobolds and goblins at that one area? I forget what it was. There's these two factions you find warring with each other. And the way, if you do certain things, certain actions, you're able to, like, unify them. But they also deify you as well. Which was interesting. Because they had, the relic they had was a glove I left behind or something. Mites, yeah, probably. See, if I was to play it, I wonder what character I should make this time. If I'm doing the whole swashbuckler theme, I probably would play the oh, they don't have... Do they even have guns in this game? There's a pirate. It's not quite the same. The gunslinger thing. I don't even think they have gunslinging in... Let's see. Do they have gunslinging in first edition? I don't remember. So they have alchemist, barbarian, bard, cleric, druid, fighter, inquisitor, kineticist, magus, monk, paladin, ranger, rogue, slayer, sorcerer, and wizard. Aldori Swordslord, Arcane Trickster, Dragon... Those are the prestige classes. Duelist, Eldritch Knight, Mystic Thurge, Stalwart Defender. Boy. Prestige classes, that's something from the past. No, that is a Pillar of Eternity. Oh, they have it in Pillar of Eternity? That's cool. And I hear that the expansion... I guess it's not really an expansion. It's its own separate storyline with its own separate hero, so it's not like you can port your character over on that one, huh? What was I doing? I think I was going to go through this door. Let's see, if I recall correctly, you have a party of 4, is that correct? When you travel? You should try Tyranny, it's the underrated CRPG. Tyranny? Let me see here. I guess I should type in game and not just type tyranny, huh? Okay. Actually, let me see if I can find... Is it on Steam? Hold on. Oh, here it is for 30 bucks. Let's see. What's the gameplay look like? That didn't showcase much. It really doesn't show a whole lot of gameplay in the trailers, which is kind of weird. Huh. It's made by Obsidian? Okay. Huh. First time hearing about it. Has that asymmetric view, which is pretty... When did it came out? Let me double check that. 2016. Wow, it's 10 years ago. Came out a while ago. Yeah, I would say so. Rotted shelves and decomposing books have fallen to the floor surrounding the walls of this former library and study. Against the wall ahead of it is a broken, collapsed desk. Most of the books have totally deteriorated and it is impossible to read them. A few, however, had legible titles, and you look them over. Ye History of Ye World, Academia Mathematica, 15 pounds in a fortnight and how to keep it off, Tales of Ye Magicals. Of all of these, only the last two show any promise, but unfortunately both are so blackened with rot that you get little from them except an interesting recipe for cabbage. So I guess the king had a weight issue that he was very sensitive about. Or else why would he have this in his library? Searching among the ruins of the desk, you find a piece of wire leading from the desk into the wall. Stand back and pull the wire. The trigger has secret cache. O, E, and L. Huh. That could be Vorpal Blades. Let me see here. O, E, and L. There's... It could be Cloud of Fear. It could be Brave Enfeeblement. Damn, I have too many choices here. I'm gonna go with Vorpal Blades. Oh, it's Cloud of Fear. Didn't get everybody though. Opening the jeweled box, you find a key and a small book. The book remains in good condition and appears to be some kind of diary or notebook, written in a strange, undecipherable code. I'm giving these to Wraith, and the key goes to FIFO. Alright, let's go to a safe, relatively safe place to rest until the paralysis wears off. Fortunately, it did not hit everybody this time. Actually, right here is fine. Alright, starting to wear off. Isn't the king the vampire? Well, then why would he want to eat cabbage? Well, I don't want to spoil the story. But I think he is. Well, that's the question. Is he before or after the events that transpire here? I mean, he definitely looks like a vampire when you see. I think it's called uh, King, the Bane King. I think it's called. I forget. These are all creeping vines. So, little note. So, it mentions about Rebecca. Keep that in mind because it only becomes relevant at the end of the game. There's a little secret about Rebecca. If you encounter her and you don't wear the relic that wards off evil, quote unquote, you're able to go talk to Rebecca. And if you say, I love you to Rebecca, she'll give you the best trinket item in the game that you can take with you all the way to Wizardry 8. The diamond ring. I forget how much it gives, like a +3. It's either a +3 or +5 armor bonus. Or, you know, -3 or -5 on these rolls, but it's a pretty damn good ring. It probably has some other properties too, like resistances to this or that. But yeah, best item in the game. Best trinket of the game. Or artifact, however you want to call it. There's only a handful of things that make it all the way to Wizardry 8. And that, if y'all haven't been paying attention, it mentioned about the maid girl and the king walking through walls. This is his special tunnel to go see the maid. But who's the son then? I don't remember meeting the illegitimate son. Oh, no, you don't have to pick that. Oh, we didn't get that key yet. Hold on. And if he had a son, why would he buy Rebecca? Maybe he didn't like his son. Or maybe he just never claimed him. I'm not sure what happened with the queen, though. Let's see here. Oh, right, it's over here. Keep gate closed during service hours. Pieces of old bone litter the ground, and deep red stains color the earth. Lodged within the throat of a crushed skull, you discover the strange key, as if the deceased was trying to swallow it when... Alright, let's go back upstairs. Oh. Rogue leaders. Actually, if there's 6 of them, that's a good chance that they are scallywags. So I don't think bushwhackers come in that kind of numbers. I'm gonna have to control that before it gets out of hand. I'm gonna use everything to incapacitate them. Oh, one lived. Level 2 fireball only hits 5 opponents, apparently. Those are totally leaders, yeah. If they get 2 attacks, those are leaders. Oh, nice drop. Not a whole lot of hit points on that one, but they're getting close to 50, which is great for back row characters. She's really getting up there. Oh, we got cure. We got to get the cure poison. Ah, bushwhackers. Alright. Oh my god. Fuming vines. And they're ready. You're gonna be here for a bit. Oh, they woke Drake up. Damn it. Just had to get one more off. Ah. That one is trying to make the most of it. Should be able to equip Drake now with some good armor. I want so it always goes to my head every time I see it open, but every time I see a gate open in this game, it makes me wonder, okay, why did you have to make 5 animations repeating the same sound effect? Like, you just make it sound once and just have the thing slide open. That's all you had to do. I just that part is always gonna make me wonder, why did they come to that decision? S and 2 A's. That is not very helpful. It can be Vorpal Blades. Can't be Cloud of Fear. Can't be Poison Dagger. Can't be Prismatic Magic. Okay, well, it did help, actually. There you go. You find an odd mask, which seems to be made from the head of a goat. It shows signs of decay, but otherwise seems to be fairly well intact. Along with the mask, a fairly ornate dagger is resting in the chest, apparently made of gold, mounted in the hilt with several gems, and 2 runes are engraved underneath. Back in the day, animation and gameplay was seen as revolutionary in CRPGs. Remember, most animations was just removing the sprite. Now I wonder, for this particular sprite, did they just move the sprite over 5 times, or did they illustrate 5 different sprites for each position of the gate? What was their method on that one? I wonder. Alright, so this is where you find your first fountain. A great stone altar rises up from the floor, graven with runes and demonic figurines. Grotesque caricatures play in some bizarre ritual, and stains of deep red color the surface. Ghoulish acts depict a story of horror, giving cold sobriety to its unholy purpose. These images brutally dispel any ideas of Gaelic charm the castle once held, and innocence consumed by the shocking nightmare of its reality. It was done by changing the sprite most animations. I'm guessing that too, only because the image, if you watch the gate and you look at the bars and the pixelated spots, the spot, okay, so if you, do we have a gate for an example? Hold on. Ah. I think there's a gate to the side here. Hold on. And it could have been like a copy paste, but still. I'll show in a sec. Oh, you fizzled your spell. All animation before 3D modeling was done by changing out static images one frame at a time. They couldn't just... Because I can see them being able to do the same effect, not by changing the image, but changing its position on the screen. Because you see the doorway there, which overlaps over the floor layer. So the gate can be between the floor layer and the wall layer. If that's a thing, I don't know. I feel like it is. Here's a gate. So, you can see my cursor. Okay, so when you see some of the pixels, you can see some of like where this little gray one is right here. It's not necessarily identical to all the other ones in that position. And you can kind of track it. Once it goes to the side one, the bar is aligned right here. And that bar never changes in appearance until this one, until the padlock comes along. It's all 2D images. Layers upon layers. Oh yeah, yeah. Because if this was layered, the gate all the gate has to be is just behind the archway, and then they just move it one little section at a time. But if they did one pixel, like if not pixel, but if the image stopped there, and they have to make 5 images of it closing or opening. Well, yeah, that's how I'm imagining it. But anyways, that's a tangent. How was I doing? So we did all that. We got all the chests. It's time to go back to the basement. Let's go ahead and sell off the gear we got. Well, yeah. I mean, an image can replace itself if that image is going to be like positioned on a different y-x axis. You know. All right, sell off the gear. What did we do with the studded bra? I did take it, right? Oh, you know what? I gave it to Val or Dawn, which no one's gonna use. Nice, 900 gold right there. I'll sell off the light condition one. We don't really need it. Alright, so how much money do we have? 3,000. Alright, so this is about how much money we had last time when going into this purchasing mode. I need to find... We have all the boots we need. I need to find the leggings. I think I need 3 of them. Do we need one of these? Hold on, let me check. I think he already has armor. Yeah, he has a leather halberd. What about Kai? I don't want looking at the sell. I'll buy. No, she doesn't. And Astrid? She does. And what about Dawn? I should probably look at all their gear again. She doesn't. Okay, so we do need one more, at the very least. Trade. Hugo, buy. There we go. Okay, so let's review the gear. Hugo has every item he can improve his gear with. Kai needs better chest plate, but there is a chain halberd in one of the rooms. So Hugo's going to wear that, and his leather halberd will go to Kai, so I'm not worried about that. He already has a leather halberd. So does she. So does Dawn. Dawn needs leggings. So does Draith. So does Astrid. Kai has hers, and so does... Okay, so we need 3 leggings. Damn it. Nope. Speaking of clothes, actually, what does FIFA have? FIFA, she already has all the suede. So she's done as well. As far as fairies go, suede is probably the best thing you can get a fairy at this point in the game. Wrong one. This could be a moment. This could be a hot minute, guys. Not even armor. Wow. One of my viewers was because they were listening to this and they fell asleep. They hear this guy's voice in their dreams. Because I had to talk to this guy so many times. If you could call it a voice. Oh, here we go. We got one. Slowly making progress here. That was you. Yeah, that was Tommy over there. I think he might have left some emotional scars along with it. I wonder how they produce the sound. Like, it's Jarvish. Alright, we got two. One more to go. Oh, nice. So we didn't have to spend too much time on it. It's going to Astrid. I usually give Astrid all the key items to hold. So how far is Draith towards 50? Alright, he's almost done. Once we get him to 50, we can put him in the back row to cast spells like a madman. If you haven't heard this part, when samurais level up, they get X amount of skill points to distribute amongst their stats or the skills. If your sword skill is not at 50, it will take a portion of those skills and put it into sword. My spellcasting power is based on how far down thaumaturgy I go. And you can only increase it with those skill points. You cannot improve it by casting spells or anything like that. So those points are very important, and I cannot give them over to sword, which grows by itself rather easily. So hopefully after the next fight he's like done and I can put him in the back row and forget about it. Let's see, what level is he? He's level 5, right? Alright, let's rest up a little. Alright, next fight's gonna be a big one. Oh hell. Not this scallywags. Not quite I had in mind. Damn, deleted 2 already. Yeah, you don't want Scallywags. You don't want to give Scallywags a chance to cast spells. But we're giving them all the chances here. There we go. Ooh, that's good money. That's like 200 right there. Ah! Again! Oh man, rogue leaders, no less. Do I have to go to the second floor to rest? Is that what I'm gonna have to do? Alright, not looking good already. Wah, wah. Any fans of Slay the Spire? Fun card game, basically. I should do a stream on that one. Should probably heal him soon. Nice kill from Drake. The sequel hired Anita Sarkeesian, so that is a what? Why would you hire her? Let's go with Magic Missile. Hold on, let me look into that. Slay the Spire 2. Is it out already? Yeah, March 5th. Hold on, sorry, I'm reading this. So I went over to this is the scene posting about it. Here, well, I'll bring it over here. Say hello to Chun Li. Okay, so what exactly did Anita Sarkeesian do? Why does everyone have so much hostility toward her? She is only serving as a consultant. That's the problem. I would not hire her as a consultant. Because that's... I mean, I don't know how many people are familiar with the Gamergate thing, but she hyper exaggerated some of the details in order to paint gaming culture as toxic masculinity, and she does it from a consultant position. So that's why, oh, she's only a consultant. No, that's the problem. She's not. It's not good. When you hire someone who hates your audience, I think you meant to say hate audience, that is a problem. It was a drift. She's a drifter. I don't think she actually hates gamers, but she saw a crowd of people who did. And in order to make money off of them, she had to pander to their echo chamber. I'll just put it that way. That's how some people in social media pander to certain audiences. They call it like hate audiences or hate culture, just to garner their support and stuff like that. So I don't think Anidia personally, I don't think she might not have an opinion on gamers herself, but it made her money, and that's what mattered. And so she saw an opportunity and used it to formulate. She is admitted Marxist. I don't. That doesn't matter. I'm a Marxist. I'll put it that way. Let me put it this way. The only concept of Marxism I accept, and I think it holds some truth, is that the wealthy cannot be held accountable through political action, because the political action in this country is captured by money. And I don't think that, or let's say that the corruption within the government is so systemic, or what's the word I'm trying to say here? It's so tightly knit into the government that trying to play according to their rules will result to failure every time. So as far as like, I think that the people should hold the governments to account in a more direct way is something I wouldn't advocate it, but I can see how it's maybe the only option left. Systemic. There you go. Thank you for that word. That should be an economic debate, not a political one. Well, political, it's economic. Economic is politics. The economy is politics. Because the people who make the decisions about what is regulated, what is acceptable, what is not in this and that, comes from a political body, a government body. So if you want certain things and certain protections and certain rights, you have to go through a political body. Basically, it depends what you think came first, the economy influencing the government or the government influencing the economy. I think at this point, I think it's when big dollar donations were allowed in politics, that's when the capture of the government became a corporate and donor class problem. But anyways, before we get off topic, I don't want to get into that because we were talking about Anita Sarkeesian. Like I said, I think she was a drifter. I think she did it out of money. What she has to offer nowadays, I forget how long ago this was. Like, was it like a decade? I'm talking about lobbying. Yeah, I know. But lobbying is financial influential power coming from even foreign governments. But anyways, I don't know what role she's playing. Consultant doesn't give me much hope. I really did like Slay the Spire. I just hope that we don't have a problem with... it doesn't have a problem. Actually, I haven't played the game. It's out, so I can look at it, I guess. You can talk about Anita Sarkeesian in certain lights, sure. But I don't want to go off in a tangent. Like going off about Marxism and stuff like that. That's not relevant to the Gamergate stuff. Grifter, drifter. Yeah, sure, whatever. Grifter. But she was an opportunist. Shoot, what was I doing? I was admiring the music from Slay the Spire. Oh yeah, we were resting, but I kept getting attacked. There we go. Let me see. Oh well. I can wait to look at Slay the Spire later. Or two, rather. While we're fighting, who's... Wasn't Slay the Spire an indie game? Let's see here. Slay the Spire... Mega Crit is developers. I think that's like the only thing they've done is Slay the Spire, huh? It was made by an indie studio, but it's owned by a developer. So developers, publishers, Mega Crit, it's not giving me any details about the indie, Publishers, Mega Crit, Humble Bumble, Baylor Games, and Mega Crit LLC. Ah. I just I'm not sure what role she or value she will actually have in Slay the Spire. It's not like it's a risque genre. The characters aren't even remotely problematic. So it feels like it's like a correction, an overcorrection to say that we are this way, so you don't... I don't know. It's just a weird move. But that's another thing about the grift, is that it gets you a job, right? By companies that are worried about self-image. Oh, that's it? Usually this is a big fight, but okay. She's kind of like a token representative. Her contribution is just an add politics to a non-political game. I think it's more of a more restriction than it is like to say, oh, this is problematic, blah 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 blah. Over, it's nitpicking on a corporate level. I mean, I guess if there's a political point of view that you can put onto Slay the Spire, it's about how a working class individual climbs the corporate ladder to the top to kill their boss. I don't know. Like, what is the story of Slay the Spire really? What can you actually get from, or need to add political point of view onto a game that, honestly, I don't know. It's such a unique game. I didn't play Dishonored, so I couldn't say. Had the story changed to make the real villain capitalism? It was supposed to be a witch? That is more of the modern day viewpoint. It's also like it's kind of a trope at this point. Well, I do not. Well, let's say this. As far as capitalism, I think at certain points there has to be red tape on certain aspects of capitalism. It cannot be left to do its thing, because if you let capitalism, it's all right. I mean, it's a lot to cover, but when you come to free markets and all that, there's no such thing as a free market in its true sense. But, and you can talk, you can see some of Asmongold's streams. He talks about price fixing and stuff like that. There is never a true sense of free market in a real world. It's a Marxist term for the free market. It's part of it. You can't talk about capitalism without talking about the free market. I don't think those two can go coexist. No, I think they have to coexist. I mean, can you honestly separate free market from capitalism? Because I think those are inherently coexist, right? Or one cannot exist without the other. It's like saying, well, the pianist and the piano are two separate things. Well, one exists because of the other. There's no free market. Let's be honest here. What you would like to aspire to a free market, but there's never going to be a free market. Anyways, that kind of got derailed from the actual thing I was driving towards. I think I lost my train of thought in all that sidetracking. There's going to be a comment about late-stage capitalism. A cynicist killed the free market, which is caused by the government intervening, oftentimes with good intentions. The free... Or cronyism? Cronyism. That's what you said. Sorry. I think that free market is, yeah, the government plays a role in that, sure. Um, but it also gets attacked from the other side by capitalists. Oh, cynicism, not cronyism? Okay, so you said cynicism killed the free market, not cronyism. Because you will see no one killing the free market better than Rockefeller. That's an example of not having a free market. Oh wait, I read that wrong. I read that. Okay, I do have dyslexia. My bad. Cronyism, not cynicism. I killed the luck. Monopoly. I mean, there's other ways to do it outside of which is the Marxist ideal to restrict and control free market. That's not the Marxism I'm talking about when I talk about Marxism, but I'm talking about people holding the government to account type Marxism. But anyways, no, like business people do it too. It's called price fixing. It's called unfair trade practices. That's not the ideals of a free market. And as I mentioned, it can happen from both ends of that spectrum. That's all I was trying to get at. Is like it gets attacked by both ends, the corporations and, or the capitalists and the government. No, that's wrong. For example, the apartment crisis. There is this website. I forget what it's called now, but the apartment crisis. There was this app, which was price fixing apartment prices, and if you did not post the same prices, it would push you out of the market by um, excluding you. I mean, just gave you an example of that. Keep getting attacked here. Like, what was that? What was that app called? I guess it was called Real Page. I don't think this has anything to do with the government mandate. Like, there's no government mandate that requires this business to create an algorithm to to price fix apartments so that everybody was renting apartments at the same rates. Like, I don't think that was because of that. And rent control is really about the change of rates that a landlord can raise. Like, they can't raise the rates on you once you started renting substantially. That's rent control. This is before renting. All right, let's see here. Armament racks used to line the walls of this small chamber, but have since fallen away and turned to rot. There is a pile of debris lying up against the facing wall. Oh, damn, there's a lot of fuming vines. Hold on. Assuming I don't get put to sleep. These all might be fuming vines. Here, let's get the blade spell. I can only cast it at level 1. Wait, what? That's armor plate. What the hell am I thinking? I don't need that. There we go. Well, I have to look into that last part. I never heard that before. And I really can't see, like, you're saying that the government mandated it. Then why is the government suing that company? That doesn't make any sense. They can't sue them on a mandate that they made them do. It would be like, it would be like arresting someone who stopped at the stop sign for impeding traffic. I'm pretty sure there's more to that than's being lit on here. There's They got sued for millions because they made billions from selling dangerous painkillers. This is a way bribing the government. Um, there's other ways to do that, but I don't think, like, because I would have a PR issue, right? So if this was just to bribe government officials, then they'll go behind doors, closed doors to do it. They don't want to get a lawsuit which will hurt public perception of their company. Sure, there is a type of cost of doing business. I mean, there's a reason why certain companies spend more money on PR than they do on other things. A large heavy canvas has been wrapped around some kind of huge crate. Both canvas and crate have deteriorated to rot, and the hard outline of a figure is silhouetted underneath. Carefully taking the tattered remains of the canvas away from the crate and its contents, you see what appears to be the corpse of a dead knight. It is then that you realize it is an armory dummy, and was apparently left behind when the castle was vacated. Inspecting the equipment, you salvaged a fine set of chainmail armor, along with a crested shield. But I see what you're saying, but do you understand how that doesn't make any sense? On a pol- as bribe money. It is, like I said, there's other ways to bribe a person, or an entity. We'll just call it an entity for now, because unless it's carrot and stick, where the point is the public perception backlash is to cause for the payout. It feels like it would have, if they really wanted to bribe, they just go behind closed doors. A corporation like the pharmaceutical industry will not want to make this public. It doesn't matter if it's, so what? Like, most public backlash is eventually forgotten. Yeah, but shareholders don't care about what's eventually. They care about short-term gains. They care about the market. They care about their stock. Like, who cares about what's going to happen 5-7 years down the line? They want to know that their money's safe where they parked it. Uh, well, I don't know. I really find that trail of thought suspicious. It's very odd if that's the case. No, no. Oh, no, no, no. They, no, they're not. I would say most investors are fair weather at best. I mean, that's something I could look into. Like, what percentage of investors are long-term versus short-term? But no matter how you slice it, the stock would take a hit that year. Well, I mean, obviously, and it's suggested in his term that there's a difference, right? That's a broad stroke on that one. Yeah, the government does manipulate it. There are certain aspects of the government that wants a healthy economy, and they would try. Well, one would hope that the government would try to soften, because an economy can go into a death spiral if it is not taken care of appropriately. Yes, I know. And the banks got bailed out too. Honestly, I think that if the people have to pay for it, the people should get to keep it. That's my perspective on it. Those banks should belong to the people at that point. If the taxpayer has to pay their money for it, it belongs to the people now. That's my perspective on that part, but oh well. It's easier to profit from a bad economy than a good one. The Democrats and mega Republicans created a debater economy, or debtors economy. Sorry. Oh, MAGA. Let me see. I would say that the Uni Party has more of a line to creating the debt that Americans in sure, or created the economy that has led us to Americans being mostly in debt. Yeah, but I wouldn't say MAGA Republicans as if it's a its own group. It's kind of weird to put it that way because it's not like uh, I don't know. I don't necessarily subscribe to MAGA. I don't really know their positions in its fullness, so I couldn't really stay on that. But I can say that as far as the economy goes, I think that's the biggest issue with the U.S. Government is that the politicians all work like the only thing that the left and the right debate about are mostly social issues, but they always agree on economic stances and their position for poor corporations. MAGA's just right-wing libertarians. I'm surprised you said libertarian because I always felt the right uses that as some sort of bad word. like Marxism and communism. I haven't gotten in this room yet. Well, I'll see if I have the time, but I typically don't. Because when I'm not streaming, I'm working. And if I'm not working, I am sleeping. That's a lot of scallywags. Gonna have to sleep, or silence and sleep some of them. I'm not sure which ones, though. What's wrong with government regulation? As a broad term of it. I mean, that's the point of a government. To enforce, you know, certain boundaries. So, on the face of its word, that doesn't mean a whole lot. Just saying it like that. Because we know what happens when no regulations are applied. You want to expand your house? Government says no unless you pay them endlessly for it. I think you do that already, don't you? Like, you cannot add to your house without meeting, what is it, like certain safety regulations. Yeah, you mentioned that last stream. Which, honestly, we could have a whole talk about that. Like, I find that taxing on when you earn it, taxing on when you use it to buy, double taxation. Or, you know, taxing it when you earn it, taxing it when you spend it is double taxation. But regardless of when and where you get taxed, honestly, the government's going to... It's either you get charged up front or charged at the back end. If you get rid of one, all that's going to go to the back end. If you get rid of the back end, you're going to get charged up front. Why not at your house? And most regulations are there to give richer and influential people authority to build bigger mansions or on smaller lots. Well, if I was a landlord and I had a structure built on the cheap because I wanted to rent it out and it collapses, because I was in architecture, by the way. There's a reason why, there's a reason why to that. And there's also, you cannot build certain things in certain ways. For example, if you were to build your house all the way up to the sidewalk and it ends up blocking the view of traffic to see oncoming traffic from the, a crossroads, that's a problem, right? There has to be certain regulations to that. That happens even in regulated, but does it happen as often? Does it happen more so? If you were to say that Windmills kill birds. Well, birds die all the time. It happens without the windmills. Well, obviously, the windmills are just adding on to it, but it's having no windmills is not a zero sum. Does that make sense? And let's say that you choose to build your house in a way that it starts, it's not on the ground, but it starts overlapping overhead of your neighbor. Let's say I build my house with 3 stories and I have a balcony that extends over my neighbor's house. Would that be okay? Should there be regulations on that? It would depend. Because I think that there is state and federal regulations in terms of building. You have to follow what's the state code, and you have to follow what's the government code, and that intersection between them. And then you have the people who enforce that, right? Maybe they can be influenced, maybe they're not. Maybe they're buddy with certain people. That is part of any possible layer of corruption, but that's a different matter than the actual ideology of regulating. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, even in architecture, there are certain firms that might get easier pass because they're buddy with certain individuals in the government. Sure, I can see that, but at the same time, the law on its face, or the regulation on its face by itself, is meant to prevent like certain incidents such as a building collapsing, or people getting crushed by an improperly built roof. That's not the fault of the law that was it by and its intent. It's the people in the government that needs to be dealt with, right? So let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. So, my side of the aisle, huh? I'll just say this. I don't care for the Democrats. I don't care for the Republicans because I think it's all one party. And they screw the American people on one big issue, and that is the economy. Well, the government is regulated, but you can see that they ignore it when they need to apply it to themselves. Let's talk about insider trading, for example. That's against the law, but no one enforces it. And you know why? Because the people in government are doing it, and they choose to ignore it. I didn't vote for any of them. I didn't like Hillary. I didn't like Biden. I didn't like Kamala. I didn't like Trump. I didn't vote for any of them. So what then? And no matter how much my family tries to push me in one direction, I will not vote for someone I do not believe in. They know the loopholes in the law because they put them there. Like, it's not accidental. I think we cleared out everything. No, no, you know what? We haven't gone to these rooms yet. I think we opened a couple, and a couple jammed. Let me see here. Yeah, it's already jammed. Copper doesn't work. Iron. I think some of these vines are fuming vines. I can't tell. Oh, creeping vines. I think Draith has probably hit 50 in swords by now, so it's probably safe to put him in the back. And put Astrid on the front lines with the claymore. You know, I would say this. Now, it's not to any fault of Mr. Five, but I've didn't necessarily want to bring politics into my streaming, because when I watch Asmongold and he talks about politics, I'm like, man, I wish he just stuck to streaming. I mean, gaming. But you know, it's kind of like a. I guess at some point you're gonna have to deal with politics if you're an online entity. The room looks devoid of anything of much import, and was probably used as a storage area. It's your stream, man. You can just say, hey, man, no politics. No, I'm not against the sharing of ideas. But when I think about it, and I think about my opinion on Asmongold, like pivoting towards politics, I feel a little hypocritical of me talking about politics when I think he should stick to gaming. But I think he's doing it personally. Personally, I think he's doing it because the gaming scene is not as lucrative for streamers as it once was. He does have a team of people with salaries and stuff like that that has to be, like, he has a business to maintain and he has to keep relevance and so forth and so on. So I can see why he does it, but I just, man, because like politics, it's a landmine, honestly, because you never know where a statement would land you later on. And there's not, let's say this, because I was in sales, and the one thing they tell you not to talk about in sales is politics. And you know why? It's because it's one of the most charged and dividing topic that you can talk about. And if you want to be a successful salesman, you choose not to bring it up because you do not want to jade the buyer towards you. Yesterday was Inherit the Win. It's not an accident that this it came out. Well, sure. I mean, if I see Mr. Fi, I can expect that there is maybe some political one. Like, there's nothing wrong with having an interest to talk about politics. Like, I follow politics, and I kind of enjoyed it, but I hate American politics. It's kind of weird. Like, it is intriguing. Politics is intriguing, But when you look at American politics, I can't feel but hate towards it because of where we're at. Yeah, yep, you automatically alienate 50% of your audience or sales target group. It is part of life, sure. An old set of wine racks has crumbled to the ground, but it looks as though they are cleaned out some time ago. Spending a few minutes searching the room has yielded naught but an empty old wine bottle. Strange, though. You uncover some kind of odd obtrusions underneath the rotted rocks. Poking up through the ground, examining the ceiling, you see cracks of a similar nature, and nothing nearby suggests any possible source to the origin. I would argue that it will be more than 50%. Because there is certain individuals within each group that require a purity test. So, live in the conservative area, it makes sense you, as a salesperson, would go after the large demographic or potential customers. But there are other things which you can talk about that people are happy to discuss. It's like when Disney released a movie in China, they changed the posters and scenes to best fit demographic. They say that in sales, they say that you can talk about sports, you can talk about hobbies, you can talk about family, and I think another one was religion. No, maybe not religion, but people are happy to talk about those things. So why chance it with politics? Because I used to be door to door, and God, people hate you when you walk door to door if you're a door to door salesman. Would I talk about religion to sell something? You try to find things that you spot about your sell target. If you see a cross, a crucifix on their door, you might take a Christian or a Catholic approach. But typically, if you see a sports fan, you talk about sports, right? You don't jump to the religion. You talk about sports. If you live in Seattle, it's a good bet you can get away with a Hillary sticker in the window. Maybe. But I'm sure Seattle has a sports team that they would love to talk about, right? I think I've been through this door already, right? He cold read a customer like a fake psychic. Yeah, and you can pick up on terms also. Like, I remember I was able to pick up on one of my teachers in college that they were ex-military by the terms they use. You can also decide. You can also determine previous occupations or veteran status based on their vocabulary. Now, to be honest, when I was in sales, I'm not that in tune with picking up on all the nuances of vocabulary. I can detect a gamer immediately. I'll say that. Like, I hit it off with gamers when I was selling door-to-door AT&T internet. So I know the importance of internet to a gamer. So, and it's easy to strike up a conversation to a gamer about that. Talk about lag, talk about, running in place, all that type of stuff. And you get a good laugh, talk about games. But people love talking about hobbies. But that doesn't tell you anything about their political position. And that you just risk jeopardizing it if you jump to a political conversation. I can't open this, right? Sorry, my brain is half there, half not. See, I need an iron key. Maybe. I've never actually... Zoe Quinn? Um... I don't know. Honestly, like... It would be kind of weird to base your political ideology based on Gamersgate. Because there's a whole lot in politics that gaming doesn't cover. You know what I mean? Now, I don't subscribe to any of the social issue stuff. I don't care about, transgender stuff. And honestly, if you were to ask me what's my position on it, it is that I have no skin in the game. I'd rather not have an opinion on it because, honestly, I'd rather people live the way they want to live. Just don't enforce your thoughts on me and expect me to follow them. Because I am my own person, obviously. But I will not intervene in how you choose to live your life. I guess that's libertarian, right? But yeah, like, and I'd rather it not be present as a, like, there's games that try to bring certain politically charged issues as a front and center storyboard to the game, and you feel more like you're being preached to than you're actually enjoying the game. I will not like that. Did you know Unreal Engine, the game engine, won't let you use their software if you don't put body type 1 or 2 type of politics in your game? It's weird. And you know what? I kind of find it weird that you see it in Elden Ring. We got in so... What's wrong with being female? What's wrong with being male? Why cannot we say these terms anymore? It feels so anti-human. Let's put it that way. That would surprise me, because that doesn't make any sense. Because China is against the whole LGBT community. Are they not? They don't like gay in their media. In fact, if you look at Arcane, the League of Legends TV series, they edit out Caitlyn hugging Vi. So this whole body type 1 and 2 seems kind of antithetical to that. Four stone tables divide the room and so regularly placed that they make you think of a mess hall. Well, if they only own 40%, they... Well, let's look it up. Who owns Unreal Engine? Epic Games. Okay, so who does Epic Games belong to? American video game and software developer, founded by Tim Sweeney in 1991. Epic Games is the owner. The China technology and company Tencent holds a significant minority stake, roughly 40% of total equity. Yeah, I don't know how much control you can really say with only having 40%. So about save games, everyone instantly remembered what we were missing from devs company to modern audience. China doesn't want it in their country, but they promote it. Promote is in non-communist countries. You wonder why that is. Yep. 40% is a majority, though. No, 51% or higher is a majority. Maybe to the other entities that exist within it, but I don't know how many entities are within the, that has taken stock in Unreal Engines. You can say that they have the most. I think what it is, like, as far as like Stellar Blade and stuff like that, is that they finally remember who their target audience actually is. Because the people that don't like certain things in their gaming don't actually really play those games to begin with. So they're trying to, like, the problem with Tim Sweeney remains the controller stake shareholder, and in Epic Games, by laws, anyone with 20% majority over other stockholders is the majority. But what are the other stockholder percentages? If anyone has 20, by that logic, anyone that has 21% or more, that means China cannot be the majority. I think there's a little bit of information that's missing to make a decision on that one. I mean, this comes. We're gonna have to get into like pandering to larger crowds, and I think that's when you try to appeal to everybody, you end up appealing to nobody. Type of situation. That's what happened with all these trying to push all these politically correct ideologies on a group of people who just want to enjoy a game and who like. I mean, you see my thumbnails in the past. Well, maybe you haven't, but you see my backgrounds. Obviously, I would be a Stellar fan enthusiast, but that aside, like, they want more share of the market for a demographic who aren't even part of that graphic, really. Does that make sense? Several barrels which were stored here have rotted and split open, spilling a bunch of sealed packages to the floor. Epic Games is primarily owned and controlled by its founders and CEO, Tim Sweeney, who holds over 50% of the voting power and a significant equity stake, 41.4% to over 50. Tencent 28 to 40, Walt Disney 9 to 10, and Sony, we'll just say 5% on Sony's part. Most of the pack. Oh wait, I read that already. Oh wait, no, I haven't. Most of the packages have turned hard, but dampness has helped to keep one of them fairly soft. Opening it, you find a rather noxious cheese ripe with age and wholly inedible. When I think of China, I don't think China is a leftist. Especially if they don't even want black people on movie posters. It just seems counterintuitive. You know, I have these spells and I haven't been using them. Oh, you got the scally. I had to deal with the scallywags first. But I think it's time for us to go get the Amulet of Night and deal with the Vipers soon. Yeah, I mean, like China. I think of when I think of China, I think they're mostly like nationalists. That's how I interpret the whole four country first type ideology. Well, I need a. I'm not sure on that one, that point there, to comment on that because that's a statement without any date or reference to triangulate what you're referencing. Damn it! They got their spells off before I did. Oh no, I did cast the fireball. What the hell? I think I did. Did it misfire or something? No, not misfire, but fizzled. I'm not blinded anymore. Hey, take it easy, Tommy. Let's see, we got about an hour left. I'm trying to come up with a VTube tuber avatar. I'm not quite sure. The a lot of the starter, like the free apps, I really do not care for um, the apparent age of the VTuber assets that are offered. They seem a little too young, and it kind of irks me a little bit. So it's been like, I don't even know where to begin if that's what I'm starting with. What is this fight? It's a random fight a random encounter. It just landed in my lap and I have to. Your name is Deathwish Gamer, so you can do a genie, maybe even a Charlie Bronson genie. Oh, you mean like, well, Deathwish, it's more. Got to turn the AC. Well, I was thinking maybe towards because when I first started this channel, I was streaming a lot of RimWorld, and in RimWorld, I played primarily a tribe of fox people. So I am associated not only with the whole title of the game, or the my channel, but a lot of fox lovers have joined my my viewership during that time. So to that um tent, I was thinking something along that lines. Maybe with a fox with a skull, wearing a skull as a hat type thing. You know how like you have in some games druids are wearing, oh no, they made me run. Son of a bitch. That was a waste of time. They wear like a deer, a skull of a deer with antlers or something like that. You can have the like opposite of that, but I don't know. But I also was going along with the, because it's probably not entirely unique that the whole femboy thing came out. So I was thinking maybe something androgynous just to fuck with people. I have opened all the doors, right? I think I did. And we were, let's see, what's my, I need more rest. The time I got reincarnated as a slime fox? Something like that. But I was probably going to add something more towards my preferred style of clothing, stuff like that. Like, it's more like a grunge style. Hold on. Y'all behaving? Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to check in on a disobedient cat. A Death Wish Volpine. Yes, pretty much. In fact, well, I'm not going to say that. I was going to make a comment about Entropy over here. Entropy the Fox, she's a... Well, she hasn't streamed lately, but she's the one of the streamers that was watching my stream during the whole Grimworld thing, and will come by occasionally. We still talk off stream and play Stellaris, but yeah, that's kind of the group that accumulated with that. A lot of Fox Girl enthusiasts, let's just say that. You can make a full biologically accurate fox like the new Star Fox. I don't know if I'm going to go that far. I think I'm going to keep it like a more of an anime style, art style, fox. Because that type of animation, I think that would be like beyond any budget I could afford. It's going to probably be a 2D model at best. Because like some of the more expensive models are like some of those VTubers spend like 1,000 or more on these models. I don't have that kind of money to throw around. for something that's just cosmetic. Let's see. We're pretty much fully mana up. No, no, she still has a lot of more mental left. Hold on. Pretty close. Oh yeah, we don't need... Okay. So like I said, I was going to move Astrid up to the front lines again. You can make your own. I've been trying, but like I said, all the free, like the free ones I found, I need to do some more search, but like the base model looks like a teenager. And that kind of irks me a little because it's kind of like a ick. Like I'm a little too old for that. Let's just put it that way. But I mean, if that's what all they have, then I have to work with that, you know. I would rather have something a little older. A lot of the models look like they're in high school or earlier. That's my issue with it. So chances are, if I wanted something that's like aged up a little, just to adulthood, I'll probably have to pay for like a custom model or something. Oh yeah, I needed a claymore. Oh yeah. Who wants to see Yuffie? There's Yuffie. Shut up, Fox. Oh my god, no. No. I don't need that. I don't want to be associated with certain things on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, that comes with its own baggage, and I don't want that baggage. And the degree of which I do not want that baggage, I am more willing to entertain the femboy persona before I entertain a Shota persona. Let's put it that way. I was looking for halberd or claymores. There's one. I'll say a little secret here. So keep it under your head. Entropy, like we talk all the time. But I think she secretly would prefer that I was a femboy. I wouldn't say it's a secret, actually. I think she just has a preference for that. I wish there were more spear-like weapons for the samurai to use. It could be. Well, that's kind of what I'm considering for the model. If Rev can do it, so can I, right? I give that to the wrong person. I don't think I need the katana anymore. Alright, so are we ready? Let's see here. Gear-wise, has everything. She has everything. She has it. Oh, actually, I need to switch to a battle axe for her. She has everything. She has everything. He has everything. Okay. Yeah, we're ready to finish up the castle. Oh yeah, battle axe. Hit the wrong button there. Actually, they all. He needs to go to battle axe too, so I might as well just give him that. I should have done the switch earlier, because now he's fighting with a 0 skill and a weapon. But I think his level will carry him for the most part. That's a bearded axe. Yeah. Oh man, they didn't have much weapons. Ugh. I think we still have a cure poison. Damn it. There we go. Oh, actually, that should have gone to Astrid, but oh well. Alright, we're ready to move this forward now. Actually, it's wrong floor. Let's get our spells up. Wow, an S. That helps so much. Oh my god. I cannot make a decision on that one. Zero. Holy hell. I didn't pick Divine Chess yet. Hold on, I gotta use the restroom. Be back. Okay. You have six in your party. You'll find the count in this game too. Ah. Yes, indeed. Oh man. Let's see, how much did I miss there? It's legal, low, just barely. You could be Sesame Street Dungeon Crawler. Oh my god. Uh, I don't know. God dang it. I don't want to just open this thing. Is her skill that bad? 23. Hopefully at this time it's at least in the 30s, but she is really falling behind. She didn't get many skill ups. But her alchemy's not that great either. Did you know the reason there is a vampire in Final Fantasy 1 is because they were copying the story of Wizardry 6 to an extent? Final Fantasy 1? Um I don't know. Like how's that I don't see the correlation there. There is a vampire, and there's a room where you fight a vampire before the Earth Elemental. Um, but there's like zero reference about the vampire at all, right? Like I don't remember Final Fantasy One having anything. Oh, Garland. Garland looks like the demon dragon from this game. Which one? Okay, let me see here. Wizardry 6. Let's see. It came out in 1990, initial release. And Final Fantasy 1 I put Final Fantasy. Came out in 1987. I don't know if that jives. Final Fantasy 1 came out 3 years before Wizardry 6. Interesting concept though. Unless you made it inverse. I'm not sure. I could try just to eat the damage or whatever effect it has. But it also could kill people. That's the problem. I can take a wild guess. Open, disarm by FIFA. Oh my god. Curse of Medusa would be the worst. It's probably... Oh, Vorpal Blades. Oh god, that hurt a lot. Fucker killed it. That's why I didn't want to open it. Drake, you keep dying on me. You little bitch. That's his third death, by the way. Damn, I thought we had enough hit points by now. That's why I say you gotta have a good lockpicker or skullduggery user. Because the traps in this game are just so dangerous. It nearly killed my Valkyrie. She has 40... She almost has 50 hit points. Man, that's so much damage. I'm gonna go to that fountain. Well, I have to go there anyways. Where the hell am I? You know what? I was wrong. It was another Wizardry game. Okay. And apparently Wizardry 6 copied the same monster list as that Wizardry games, because Wizardry 6 was supposed to be a soft reboot of the series. Well, which Wizardry was that? Oh, I paid the price on that one. I'm just going to have to sink a lot more points into FIFA's skullduggery. Can she change any classes? I'm hoping... Valkyrie's not a bad one. But I'm hoping for Ninja for her. It takes elements from 2 and 3. And Wizardry 1 has also had a vampire. Well, vampires are a very classic creature, you know. So I'm not surprised on that. And they intended the vampire to be the same as in this game, but it was action development. Wait, you're talking... A wiki article. Hold on. Wizardry 6 was the first Wizardry games to use DOS. I don't have to switch her yet, but if it takes too long, I might have to switch her to Valkyrie. How far is she from Ninja? Ninja would be a good one to build up her skullduggery with. Hold on, I'll get to the chat in a moment. Now, the chess is going to kill us in this game if I don't find a solution to it soon. So Ninja needs 12 strength. She hasn't got any strength points since I got her to Ranger. 10 intelligence, 10 piety, 12 vitality, 12 dex, 12 speed. She just needs the strength. And Valkyrie, let's see, where does Valkyrie put her in all that? Valkyrie put her at 10 strength, 11 piety, 11 vitality, 10 dexterity. But I think she has 12 dexterity just from being a fairy. 11 speed. And I think she'll stay at 14 speed as a fairy. And 8 personality. Valkyrie would be a very lateral movement for her. Ninja Fairy is a meme worthy for sure. Well, Fairy Ninja is actually one of the more potent class combos you can get, because they have one of the best, actually they do have the best magical resistances in the game of all the races. 2, they don't need much equipment. All the ninja gear works on the fairy. The fairy, due to its small size, start with an armor class 2 better than any other race. And as the ninja gets better at ninjutsu, their armor class naturally gets lower. Paired in with the high speed and the crit effect, the instant kill crit effects of the ninja, it can be a very potent combination. So a lot of people do, well, I'm not saying a lot of people, but people do recognize that the Fairy Ninja in this game is actually a pretty potent class combo. Back in the day, it was a player who went viral with having a team of nothing but Fairy Ninjas. Is that a thing? That's funny because my friend, the person who introduced me to Wizardry 6 in high school, he made a team of ninja fairies. In fact, he also tried a solo ninja run once, seeing if he can win with a fairy. I don't know how far he actually got with that, but interesting. Google it. Well, let me do that after this fight. This is an important fight here. Oh, I need a rest. Hold on. Let's see. Fairy Ninja Wizardry 6 meme. Well, that didn't provide me with any results. You got to say like a very specific Google search, because I tried and I didn't get anything. Alright, what's our magic powers at? Alright, we're at full. Examining the foul slab, you discover 3 special symbols which can press into the altar like a kind of switch. The symbols are, respectively, an orb of flame, a goat's head, and a staff. The altar surface begins to lower. The surface of the altar has opened, revealing a pit which descends into darkness. You jump into the pit. Everyone lands with a sharp thud. you see something move inside the bars of the gate in front of you. Rapid movement. Oh, only a faint blur of motion is seen as the thing darts through the gateway. Okay. I'll never get to finish that. You think that the charm spell will work on snakes? I would think that. No, it's a waste of my time. Actually, no, let's get a summon. Let's get Stink Bomb. That could cause him to gag. Oh, no, we took fall damage. That's why we're not at full. Alright, we nauseate both of them. One Gargo, that's it. For 30. And we blinded both. We got the fight already. It didn't even poison anybody. They're probably resistant to Acid Splash, honestly. They're probably resistant to poison, too. There, he got slowed. Blind and nauseated. What a terrible combination for them. Alright, my last chill touch. One of them should be dying soon. There we go. Oh, me correction. Both of them should be dying soon. Level up. 33 hit points. Alright, not too bad. I might have to switch Draith to something because he's dying. This is his 4th life. Just to get his vitality back up. Maybe back to Mage or something. I don't know. Oh, we got Conjuration here, too. Pieces of old bone litter the ground, and deep red stains color the earth. Alright. I think we're going to call it here for now. We got past the Vipers. That is the final boss of the castle, I would say. Or the starter area. Once we get into the mines, it's the Hydra plants are next. But I think we're pretty safe for now. Anyways, so concept of what I've been considering. Now, it's kind of weird because I've been trying to use AI to kind of come up with an idea of this avatar. And no matter how I type in, they always produce a certain age range. So it just didn't work too well. But it's kind of like the concept of this. Hold on. Damn it, that's not what I want to do. So anyways, something a bit more androgynous. That's kind of what I'm going with. carry Wonder Woman's ass right there. Kind of like in between where there's a boy or girl. It's hard to say. But that's kind of like the look I like. I bet something dark colors. Someone with a, I wouldn't say unenthusiastic. I guess you could say like a deadpan face, essentially. Kind of what I'm looking to go for. So anyways, thank you for joining me here at the Deathwish Gamer. I'll see y'all next time. Until then, y'all take it easy. I might stream more later today. Futa Fox. Sure. Oh my god, I don't want to go into that discussion. But anyways, stoic. Yes, there you go. Stoic. Emotional. You know, in high school, one of my friends says I was emotionally dead inside. Like, I guess, yeah, see you guys. But I don't know. I think this portrays me a little bit well. Anyways, until next time, guys, farewell.